After looking at the future, now we are discussing about brakes. Seems to be back in the ears, but it's probably I understood from Nicolo's presentation that this is important for riders. And I have also two disclaimers. The first one that I'm not a rider, and I've learned a lot of things this morning. Unfortunately, I was not able to attend yesterday. And the second is that probably like me, there are out there a lot of mobility people, as we call in the FIA, that use their motorcycles, maybe a light motorcycle, just to get to the job because of the Schumann roundabout or the Harlois is too congested to get by car. So I think that also in this area there is a need to improve behavior. That was an expression used in the morning, and behavior is not only on the wheel, but I think is also in the purchasing moment of the choosing of the vehicle. As FIA, we have been supporting the Decade of Action for Road Safety at global level. So sorry if you see picture with people without helmet, but this is also what we have supporting outside Europe. So we have a campaign in Tanzania, in Indonesia to promote the use of helmet through our members. We are working at international level also to make road safety in the agenda at international level to make sure that also in other parts of the world there can be progress in this area. And of course we have active also in Europe. I can see from the color of the map, where we have received an application from some of our members, the Italian, the Spanish, the Slovenian and the German, to look into the light motorcycle safety. So there has been a lot of discussion in Europe, of course, on the ABS case and story about making mandatory. But there was a lot of discussion where we engage with different positions, often on the light motorcycle safety. So those clubs that represent probably important markets for the industry, they would decided to have a look into the efficiency and the user friendliness of braking system available for those this specific target group of motorcycles, and looking also at the availability in the market independently for the mandatory introduction that has been decided at the European level. And of course, this is our role, that we can help the industry, and we can have many of the discussion I've heard this morning about creating awareness and among end users. So maybe you probably will be surprised to see, okay, FIA is supposed to represent motorists, so why are you looking into motorcycle safety? Well, the first graph I'm sure we have discussed a lot about statistics, and so of course for the first reason is many of our members are also motorcycles users, not only, but of course, but they use, as I was trying to tell you before, in urban context maybe. Looking at the statistic, because the study includes, of course, statistical analysis in those countries, the only countries where there is a decrease of accidents and death was Germany. But in all the others, of course, the indication you can see were not good. In particular, this is also to tell you how difficult it is to look into the data, because we try to look into the light motorcycle segment between 50cc and 125 was extremely difficult to understand how many of those accidents refer to this category. The only country where we were able to find a little more was Spain, where accidents have been increased about 40% in this category in the last 3 or 4 years, even if fortunately the death decreased by 50%. So just to tell that this is an important area for us to promote awareness through our members at least, and also to citizens. The second reason, the third reason was the market observation. This is the Italian case. In the study you will see probably more, because the study has not been published, and I could be able to get a certain abstract from our members. It will be available in, I think, 10 days or 2 weeks' time. This is an extraction from the Italian market, and you can see the availability of ABS compared to the models available in the market. So for me to choose one motorcycle out of 1,000 could be a challenge. So I guess also for consumers. But if you look into the model with ABS, you will see also the breakdown here below. So of course this is something only for the premium market and the most powerful bikes. This is probably a decision of the industry, or probably a technical indication from the kind of usage. Even if we analyze an increase, of course, of the number of models available with ABS. Looking at the studies, The idea was to reflect the current market for this particular segment. You will see some picture, and the brand we were able to test with different braking systems and technology. Looking at the methodology, how the test has been conducted. Of course, braking is important when decelerating. I understood also from previous presentation. So we have asked 2 rider instructors to run the test in different conditions, and everything has been recorded. There was also GPS measurement to trace exactly also the stability of the vehicle. The deceleration average range was from 60 to 0, basically. That was the analysis of the braking in different conditions: wet, dry, partially dirty pavement. And also since there were instructors, we also have asked a qualitative indication to the instructor in terms of the different braking system they have tested. The result you can see, and probably you being expert in this area, you already can imagine that the solution, especially with combination of small wheel conventional braking, was the less effective in terms of deceleration and braking. The benchmarking would be, of course, a combination with CBS and ABS, but this is probably obvious. And another outcome of the result of the test was the effectiveness of the solution requires training and familiarization from the user side, especially for not the most experienced riders. And a particular area was, according to the instructor, that apparently the ABS seems to be less important in terms of input from the rider because of the automatic activation of the braking system. But for us, it is important to transform those kind of information, which probably is useful for this kind of audience, to this kind of information, because we want to communicate, we want to help users understanding which is the best solution for them. And this is the example of the campaign that the Spanish club, and probably also the other, they will translate into their own languages, will use to inform the members and the citizen on the different solution available on the market and the different performance in terms of braking in the different conditions of the road, so mainly basically in dry and wet condition. Improving, that is our approach: testing, informing. Of course, we want to improve at both levels, from the consumer demand and from the industry side and from the legislation point of view. And so what we have learned doing this test, that of course we have a lot of technology coming up, but of course we can already do a lot without waiting for testing and validating all this technology that I've seen in the previous presentation in terms of starting from the braking, that apparently it's something that the rider demands in terms of options. Of course, the more the wheels are small, of course, the more the stability can be at risk for the rider. ABS and CBS might support drivers in braking, and it is important to also support the introduction also by training, especially for the common riders, because they need to practice and learn the use of the different new braking technologies, since are basically new. And we need to make sure that there is a better availability of the system. We know that the industry have committed them to have a long-term strategy to implement in all the models, so those kind of solution. But we probably need to help consumers choose the best solution already available on the market, and that's how the FIA can probably work. We have been working quite a lot with the car technology, as you know, in terms of demonstrating technology. And of course, we are open to do it also with the motorcycles, because it's an important means of transport for future, especially if you look at trends in urban mobility and demographic. A spot from our side, we have been supporting road safety at international level, and we are encouraging first our members, but also we are mobilizing citizens to choose a better road, a better transport for the future development goals that UN has been discussing now, because we believe that all these projects that we have seen in the previous presentation can also be realized if there is a clear priority on the political agenda on transport and road safety in particular. So we encourage all of you to go to this website, which is a AUN campaign and survey, and choose among the 16 available priorities, transport and road, because this probably will help also all the projects that we are seeing in terms of future opportunity for the motorcycles industry. Thank you for